I feel like every game there's a new game like this because I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago we were making fun of some of the art in the games, but Dead or School. All I see when I look up Dead or School is this giant anime character with huge
you know what?
Tatas?
Whoa.
Is that can I say tatas? Is that okay?
I don't know.
Does it tatas? That's not bad.
Well, that's Spanish, isn't it?
Is that Spanish? Oh shit. What did I just say in Spanish? That's not good.
All right, and welcome to another edition of Game Wild.
That's going in, by the way.
He's recording, everyone. He's recording. We're trying to be in sync without being the band.
I'm putting. Wow, did you think about that joke all day?
No, because it just came to me. I'm that good.
I'm putting me whispering into the podcast. By the way,
you can do that.
I'm gonna do it.
We don't even have to do it because that was the opening.
Okay.
So, welcome everyone to another edition of Game Wild. My name is Joe, aka Ruffhouse Plays. The person whispering into the mic that you may have heard at the beginning is Justin.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Aka Shit Just Works, and we are past the 2-month marker on doing this podcast now. We are walking into month 3, episode.
He's like episode. Wait, we're gonna run out of fingers soon, Joe.
Right, exactly. I believe this is our 8th episode, or is it our 9th?
Ninth.
Something
maybe.
like that. I don't know how, guys. I don't know how to read it right.
I would say comment below with what episode it is, but that's not a thing in this.
All we know is that we're recording it on March 7th, and as always, we want to thank everyone for joining us on the podcast or on the Vodcast on YouTube. We are not coming live to you this week because we are still trying to work out building a little bit more of a community first, because we did try to do it live once and we didn't really get too many people on. So we want to try to build it up before we start doing more live ones. But if you are catching us right now, on a podcast app or on YouTube, please like, subscribe, 5 stars, give us the ratings. By the way, one of our good friends, Adam, who listens to the podcast and also does a podcast called Tata the Six, he does a lot of Raptor talk. He's a Toronto Raptors fan, big time fan. So
that's right. I was actually going to go review his too. So if you guys are interested in basketball, definitely give his podcast a little bit of a check out and go give him a review, that 5-star review.
And he always tries to give me tips on this because we're new to it. Yeah. He's a vet of podcasting now, and so you'll see all the links for the podcast in our notes. So we have been told that it is difficult a little bit to find us on YouTube, so we're going to continue to put the YouTube link in the podcast notes too, but we're getting better. We are getting better.
God, I want to shout out somebody.
Shout them out.
I'm doing it. All right. Well, I want to shout out somebody because we've been getting some more reviews as of late, and one of those reviews was from Almost Human Podcast, Thomas Couch. So thank you very much, Almost Human Podcast, Mr. Thomas, for giving us that review. Everything helps. Appreciate it a lot, my dude.
Is that it? Did we get any more?
That's the one from this week. Oh well, I mean, then we got one from Adam. And then Steph, shout out to Steph. Thank you very much for the review. Appreciate it a lot.
So, thank you all for the review. And, I think that's a good idea. We'll probably shout you out in the week after. So if you do a review this week, we will be checking them and we'll give you a shout out, at least on the Apple Podcast one. If you give us a review there, or if you give us a review... Actually, I don't know if you can do reviews on YouTube. You can just either make toxic troll-like comments underneath the video.
No, you just either like the video or dislike the video.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, anyone who does it on Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcasts will shout you out. But so yeah, it's been a great ride so far. We're recovering from a week of
PAX.
dealing with PAX East and work and Final Fantasy VII remake demo.
Yeah,
coming
can
out
you?
this week.
I am very angry at you. All
so
right?
guys, let's start. And then we'll get into the question of the week. But I think this is relevant first. So not only did Justin miss the boat on getting
it's literally installing right now. It's literally, if I walk out of this room and go into my living room, it's freaking installing on a projector too. So yeah, take that. I got you beat for that.
Yeah,
but I'm still waiting to play it, which kind of
I bet you my TV still has better resolution than your projector. Anyways,
probably does, to be honest.
Getting back to it, he did not get a chance to play the demo at PAX East because they were just handing out limited tickets. So it wasn't like you waited in line for 5 hours and got to play it. They're like, here's the amount of people that can play this game. Good luck.
I'm honestly glad that we missed it though, because then look, like we would have waited in line for 5 hours to get a ticket, only to have it released like 2 days later. So,
yeah, which I was surprised about.
I was surprised too,
I was genuinely surprised the demo came out for public consumption literally on that Tuesday. So
at least give it a couple weeks. Like, damn.
I know. So I was lucky enough to download it and play it this afternoon before we got on the podcast.
What'd you think, Joe? What'd you think?
Listen, I was skeptical. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was skeptical. I like turn-based action.
Like old school
I like
RPGs.
Right. And this is a remake, so it's not something where I guess they're gonna put 100% of the same stuff in it. It's gonna be extremely similar, but they decided to change the play mechanics, and I was actually impressed. I have to say I was not disappointed at all. Takes a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to playing the games like that. You know, the menu system. It was a little frustrating here and there when you really have to time certain things, like if you're going to use a potion and stuff like that. You can get interrupted, and then you basically haven't used it. So you got to be careful.
You can get interrupted? How do you get interrupted?
You get attacked while you're using your potion or something like that.
But doesn't it slow down the frame a little bit?
Only when you're making the selections. Once you've made your selection, it goes back to real time.
Oh, so as you're trying to cast after you've made the selection, so you need like a 2-second window. You need to compensate for like a 2-second window in order to get the cast off.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. At least that's what I noticed.
That makes sense.
And but it was still good. I got to, with the demo, you get to play as Cloud and Barrett, so you're playing as both of them. So you get to feel the mechanics of switching off, because you can play as each character if you want to, and they all have different attacks, just like in the game. So it was pretty cool, and it took a while to get used to because I haven't really played RPGs like that. So
you played the original
turn-based tacticals. Oh yeah.
Right.
I played the original, but the original was turn-based.
Yes, it was all ATB gauge.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
So I haven't played it. But
Knights of the Round for the win.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I have watched a lot of streamers and a couple. Actually, Jesse Cox, the guy that we met.
Oh yeah, Jesse Cox, the YouTuber.
So he actually put up a remake demo video. I watched his video. So
nice.
So shout out to Jesse.
Nice.
And it was honestly, from what I saw, I totally understand where you're coming from with the freeze frame and the 2-second window. And I mean, it looks like, I think they did something that should have been incredibly difficult, which is take old school 3 people standing in a line versus 3 enemies standing in a line, attacking back and forth, turn by turn by turn, right? That's very old school, and that's hard to translate into, okay, now what happens when you're moving around in 3-dimensional space? So how do you do that without it feeling really freaking weird? And I honestly, with the addition of, they still have an ATB gauge. They still have, you have 2 ATB gauges that can fill up and give you actions. I think they nailed it. I really think they did. And it actually reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy X. Did you play 10 or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so 10, you know how you have, all your faces on the side and it scrolls through, so that's still turn-based, but that kind of, started to morph away from turn-based, if you know what I mean, because it didn't have that same feel. So I think they've done a good job with these games of kind of keeping up with the times. And making them feel newer, but still having that old school RPG feel. So, props to Square Enix, definitely.
And I just, I'm going to give you a little Easter egg, non-spoiler, but when you do play the demo, when you finish the last fight, just keep your ears open for a very, very specific sound that happens. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Is it Genova or something?
No, it's what you would normally hear when a battle is completed.
Oh, no, the victory fanfare?
The song, yeah.
Oh, hell yes, dude. Wait,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, it is not done by a computer or anything. It's actually one of the characters.
Wait, what? It's one of the characters?
Mm-hmm.
It's only Tifa, Barrett, and Cloud in the beginning, right?
Not even Tifa.
It's what? Is it Red 13? No, wait, he's not even in the demo.
No, it's a bunch of them. All right, fine. Because you're acting like
you
don't know, I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
I want to know so bad.
So at the end, when you defeat the last fight,
spider robot thingy.
Like, no, well, you it's after that because you have to then get out of the building before the bomb explodes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, yep.
So you're just fighting enemies, and at the last one, Barrett just goes dun 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 as you're getting to the end of it, and I was like, what is this going? Because Barrett is a character in this game, like literally, like they talk throughout the fights and stuff, and Barrett swears a lot, and he talks a lot of junk.
He is a big, strong black man with a Gatling gun for an arm.
Right.
So him saying that is not, a usual.
But him
thing.
doing that, it just was kind of funny in meta, obviously, because he's the one singing the song when the battle's over, and I'm like, did he do that before? After we've beaten anybody?
Dude.
But it was the last like fight.
That song has got to be like
one
of the top 10 most recognized tunes in video games.
Yeah,
like if not top 5, like oh my god.
So it was incredibly enjoyable. I can't wait to see how the summon mechanics work and all that stuff with how the materia works and the leveling up and how they're going to use the system for leveling up.
Materia, because you didn't even get into materia in the demo, right?
Well, you do have spells, so you do get some. You just don't get to like add more materia to your
gotcha. Okay, yeah.
thing. So like for example,
I can't wait.
Barrett had thunder and cure, and Cloud just had fire.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
It wasn't really like in depth into what you could do with it, but I just like to see more about the mechanics of actually leveling your character, what you can do with them, skill trees, what are they gonna do, that type of situation. Leveling up materia, stuff like that. Because I mean, when I played it, it was one of those things where, like, for example, when you faced Emerald's weapon, if you were smart about it and you had Knights of the Round and you had the copy materia, you could literally destroy Emerald's weapon without him even getting it, because they keep rolling copy and stuff. But anyways,
them video game hacks that only the nerds know. It's fine.
Like starting off with 2 dead characters against Ruby weapon, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was an enjoyable experience. I recommend anyone who has a PlayStation 4 that hasn't tried the demo, definitely download it, play it. I'm totally into buying it.
Is it only on PS4?
The demo is only on PS4.
Oh, the demo is only on PlayStation. Okay, I didn't know if it was on Xbox or not, but that makes sense. I think it's releasing for PlayStation before Xbox too. Is that right or wrong?
That I'm not 100% sure on.
I kind of want to look that up.
And it was one of those things where I kind of fell back into like that PlayStation method in my head of like, oh, Final Fantasy's only come out on PlayStation, and I almost bought it on the PlayStation. And then you said that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because I do love my Xbox.
No, it needs to be on. No, you are not allowed to buy this on Xbox. You are only buying this on PlayStation, Joe. So it does. It only shows a picture of the PlayStation thing. So I think
you're right.
No matter what, I mean, I could be wrong about it coming out for PlayStation first, but I think they're pushing more heavily the marketing for PlayStation. Like they are making it hard to even see that it is actually available for Xbox. So, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out for Xbox. I don't know. We'll confirm that at another time. But all right, let's move on to the question. All right, the question of the week is: what is your favorite FPS of all time? And for you non-FPSers out there, FPS stands for first person shooter. Let's hear it.
Well, for me, it's actually a mix. And I'm
Oh, well, you can't take the easy way out and choose like 3 games.
It's not
no.
an easy way out.
No,
As a matter of fact, it's not. Because this game that I'm gonna say also had it was kind of like a mod off of it. So Half-Life is actually one of my favorite.
Okay.
And me and one of my buddies used to be hardcore into Team Fortress Classic, which was what was off of Half-Life.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
we used to play Team Fortress Classic, and Half-Life was just like my jam.
All right, so we'll go with Half-Life because you got to give the original game the credit. All right, you can't.
Yeah, exactly. But Team Fortress Classic was awesome.
Yeah, it's a good
that
game
was
too.
part of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, Half-Life was great, and that kind of will segue into something else we're going to be talking about later. But yeah, I would have to go with Half-Life. It was a tough decision because obviously you have games out there like Halo, Call of Duty, stuff like that that have been great, but I have to say Half-Life was one of those games that was kind of first impressionable first person shooter.
Well, they kind
really
of started the genre, you know? I mean, Half-Life was there at the very beginning. So
yeah, Half-Life was one of the first starting ones for sure. I mean, you had Counter-Strike and things like that, but I mean, it was.
Oh, I remember playing.
Half-Life.
I remember playing Counter-Strike in high school in like my computer programming class, which was not a computer programming class.
Obviously, you can't forget games like Doom and Wolfenstein.
Dude, the original Wolfenstein on like Windows 98, I think it was
that's
on.
what I'm saying, you know.
I would have to like load it up on DOS.
Those are kind of like, I mean, for you saying that Half-Life was one of the first ones, I mean, you want to talk about the real first.
All right, well, yeah, I mean,
like Doom and
Half-Life was the first
like
one in like the new era of gaming. Yeah.
It's like yeah.
So
so how about you?
Well, call me boring. I don't know. I guess this might be boring because it's probably pretty predictable. But Halo 2 specifically. Yeah. But you know what? Halo 2 to me was not just. I love playing that game. I was in high school when it came out, so I was that kid staying up drinking Mountain Dew until 3 a.m. playing Halo 2 and then getting 2 hours of sleep and going to school, and it was great. But more importantly, as much as I loved playing Halo and I was pretty good at it, it kind of paved the way for competitive esports. So I definitely consider Halo 2 to have a big part in where we are now with gaming and esports in general. So shout out to Bungie, who actually made Halo 2. Never forget, RIP. Now it's 343 Studios, unfortunately. I shouldn't say unfortunately. I do like Halo 5. I do like Guardians. But you know, I don't know if anything's ever gonna top Halo 2. So that's mine.
There you go.
All right.
So for anyone out there who wants to join into the discussion of what your favorite first-person shooter was, you can make a comment on the YouTube channel and let us know what you thought was your
comment below. If you're watching the video, you can see me pointing
and
down bottom.
Obviously you can also make comments about whether or not you think what our choices were, you know, are relevant. I mean, of course, this is all opinion, but some people have some.
If you think our choices suck, just say it.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much it, you know, or amazing. So, with that being said, let us move to a new topic that is a little different than what we normally talk about, but it's video game related, and it has to talk about media in video games.
So soup for this. Oh my gosh.
Just announced The Last of Us is coming on to HBO, it sounds like. And we were reading some articles about it, obviously, because, you know, I was a huge Last of Us fan, and I'm actually pretty excited about the second one. We haven't talked a lot about that one, but, you know, I did really enjoy it. And now they're talking about making a TV show on HBO about it. And we were looking at a Games Radar article by Heather Wald that talked about like speculation of fanfare casting, who should play Joel and Ellie in the TV show, and that's saying honestly that, I mean, we haven't heard a lot about it. For all we know, The Last of Us might not focus on those two, but I assume that they would.
You know what I am excited about though is the fact that I think there was this shift in mentality over the last couple of years with making video games into movies and stuff. I think everybody was so focused on making full length feature films on video games, and then somewhere along the line they're like, wait a second. Netflix makes billions of dollars, just making random shows and stuff. Why don't we just make shows based off of the video games? And then it's less of an investment. You can always cut it after one season. So I think more video games and stuff are now getting made and stuff. Like The Witcher had their, show and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see.
But let's just speak about that for a second. The Witcher, from all indications and everything that I saw, The Witcher was more based on the books. The TV show. I mean, and I think that's why a lot of people in the video game world were a little bit frustrated with it. I didn't mind it. I mean, I hadn't played it hardcore. I did play Witcher 3, but I thought the show was actually pretty good. It was a slow starting show.
Yeah.
It was a slow starting show, in my opinion. But once you kind of get into episode 4 and 5, it kind of picked up, and you were like, oh man, it was over after that in an instant.
But see, that's the thing. You never want the first season to be like ridiculously good, right? Because then you can't top yourself the second season. You gotta kind of slowly go up like that, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like how Game of Thrones was like that. By like the 5th season or the 4th season, it was like freaking amazing, and everybody was hooked because that was like the best season,
I mean, I still think that you got hooked on the first season, and it was you kind of went up from there. I would say like one show that I felt like was going to be tough to top its first season was The Flash.
Oh, that was really good, yeah.
And then the season 2 was just like, wow, and to be fair, like what season we're in now that Crisis is over, just like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen now? Because you kind of like
that was
building
well-done
up
series
to that big
too,
part.
Flash
it was
very well done.
Yeah. So, anyways, going back to what we're saying, there are a couple of people out there that have made some comments in regards to who should play Joel and Ellie. And the first one, speaking of Game of Thrones,
see what I did there? I did that. I did that purposely. See what I did there? I'm learning. Sure. I'm learning, Joe.
Yeah.
Dude, this one honestly, I like this one. I think this would be my second.
Since you're so pumped for it, why don't you tell everyone?
My second option. Well, this was my number 2. This is my number 2. I still got my number 1, which I think of these anyways.
Number 2 work for?
This would be Jaime Lannister. It's because I did not know this guy's name is Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. Like, what? You gotta have 3 names. Walda. Okay. Well, he's got 3 names. That dude's pretty cool. I do think he has that rough, hardened look of a of a Nathan Drake too.
With a beard.
Yeah,
with a beard, absolutely, he's got that tough look.
Wow, I just said Nathan Drake. Holy crap! We're not talking about Uncharted, everybody. We're talking about
I just thought you were talking about PlayStation games that in general.
No. I am very excited for the Uncharted movie though too.
With Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. That'll be awesome. Now the girl in this picture, I guess, Caitlin Dever. I guess she starred in Olivia Wilde's brilliant directorial debut, Booksmart. Never heard of it. Have no idea what it is. But this girl looks exactly like it's a exact match. Like even to the point where she looks sad in the picture they took. It looks like it came from the video game. So she's my number 1 for the girl. He's my number 2 for the guy. Nice. Let's see what else they got. All right, then they got. I don't know. What do you think about Hugh Jackman?
I just don't think they can get him.
No?
I just don't think they could get him for this. That would be surprising. I mean, I guess more A-list movie stars have done a lot of TV shows, so I can't say that it's 100% that the door would be closed on that, but I just don't see Hugh Jackman.
Well, he is released from the Wolverine now. Like he's done with that. That was the biggest deal, was that he was constantly doing Wolverine stuff. That's why he was always busy.
I'm not talking. I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
No?
I think he's not on the list. I mean, he's on the list for fans, but I don't think he would do that show.
I mean, I personally don't think he looks the part. I think he looks a little too, I don't know, grizzly. I don't know. But when I look at him, I just don't think he looks the part. However, as far as the main role goes, Gerard Butler as Joel, I think would be absolutely freaking perfect. Like on point. I think Gerard has that personality. I think he can play that personality well. He's been in a lot of like London Has Fallen and stuff like that. Just like really hardened
gamer.
Yeah, gamer. There you go. So he's done another gaming movie. Like I think that might be kind of a little hint there. The other girl, I don't know who she is either. Oh wait, she does kind of look familiar. Ellie, for Ellie, this is Sadie Sink, who played a prominent role in the most recent seasons of Stranger Things. Oh, that's where I recognize her from.
Yeah, she's
Max Mayfield,
the girl. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the other girl above too, that they talked about, Sophia Lillis.
Yeah.
She also looks pretty good for the role too. In regards to just how they look, I don't know. She was in It Chapter 2.
Okay. I remember that girl.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. So,
I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because you need a mixture of things to play these characters. I think anyone we said could play Joel. I don't see anyone that we didn't talk about not be able to play him.
Yeah, I agree. But I think personally, with video game stuff, I think the biggest thing is that they look like the character. Like, you can always act and make it work, right? Anybody, if they're a good enough actor, they can really get into the role and make it work. But
of course,
I feel like just with video games in particular, people want to see what they saw in the game, and if it's too far off, they won't be able to connect with it. I mean, I could be wrong. That's just me personally too. So, but I am very excited for this game. For this show.
Going back to like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff like that. In regards to the comment you just made, I think if it's done well enough, you'll always have people that don't like that type of massive change, but you could possibly get away with not 100% of the look, and still, if the person's just amazing at it, people will buy into it, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
If that's the case, I think Hugh Jackman would be... I think he would be able to pull it off while not doing the look, maybe.
I still think you're wrong.
I kind of no. Okay, I will go. I kind of agree with you.
I think Hugh Jackman can look a lot like Joel if
really, you think so?
If need be, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're looking at the tweet that they have up here of the person who basically voted for Hugh Jackman as Joel. I mean, the one in the bottom left-hand corner looks pretty close to... I mean, they both look... The
ones on the left, yeah. He just looks a little too old to me, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, you can work that out. They can work that out.
Yeah.
But either way, I do have to say that he does look... He looks good for it. But I mean, I'd be okay with Gerard Butler.
Hey, listen, either way,
I'd be okay with...
this show is going to be freaking awesome when it comes out. As long as they don't... I'm less concerned about the actors and more concerned about them botching the show. If they botch the show, they're going to ruin, like, the Last of Us name. And right now, like, with Last of Us 2 coming out, too, like, what the heck? Like, they cannot touch that name and just, like, ruin it like that. So I really hope they have a good team that's going to be able to do this well and put together a good story that lives up to the Last of Us name. Same thing with Uncharted. I'm worried about Uncharted, too. Uncharted is, like, this perfect little, like, baby that that Sony made that is just every game in the series is just, you can't touch it. And now somebody, God forbid somebody release a movie and now it's just shit. So it's like, I'm very concerned when like Final Fantasy Spirits Within was terrible. So stuff like that, I don't want that stuff to happen, So, you mentioned Marvel though. So
I did.
Marvel's open world game. They're releasing an open world game on mobile. We had this discussion about mobile before. Like, do you think you can do an open world RPG on mobile?
I mean, if you have enough cachet and you do it right, I think you can do anything on mobile.
Jesus Christ.
With the fact that people are playing PUBG and Fortnite on mobile.
I mean, I guess if you're doing a first-person shooter, you can definitely do it.
But not even that. I'm not even talking about it being. But like, if you can do stuff like that, people come for the cachet of it. Is so. You and I both know when we're at the lunchroom at work, the guys are playing PUBG on their breaks and stuff like that on their mobile devices.
Are they really?
And so Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you've never ran
No,
into the electricians.
who's
Yeah.
who's wow.
Well, Al's
Oh,
done it. Al's played one of our loyal listeners. Al.
Oh, that's freaking
has done
awesome!
it.
I didn't realize
And
that.
a demon also has played it too, who's Al's apprentice.
Yes.
So yeah. So I mean,
Oh, no wonder why
if
he's
you
Al's
can
apprentice.
play,
That's it. They're just playing PUBG
So-
together on jobs.
yeah. So I mean, if you can do Fortnite and you can do PUBG and people are playing it, I can't tell you how a Marvel game couldn't work. And depending on what they do with
I
it
guess.
is another thing. Like, it's supposed to be an open world RPG style. So with that being said, you know, there's a lot of mechanics into it. I have to say that the trailer was pretty cool. So I mean, no gameplay, but just, you know, all of the multiverse characters
I think I can play this.
coming in.
I can play this trailer in a second. But I guess my concern, so for anybody, if you check out the YouTube channel, I'm gonna throw the trailer up in the middle of the screen. But then there was what the heck was the other name of the game? Oh God, I just had it up. What was it?
Oh, the other Marvel. Well, the company that's going to be making it is the company that makes Marvel Future Fight.
Yeah,
Called Netmarble. I know it sounds a lot more like Marvel, but Netmarble. It's called Marvel Future Revolution, and it's an open world.
Oh
RPG
no,
for
well
mobile.
I was thinking the
But-
whole Marvel Heroes 2016.
Oh, you're talking about Marvel
yeah,
Heroes.
I'm talking about the
game
failure.
that,
Like,
well, yeah. So, Marvel Heroes closed its doors, I believe, sometime last year, and unfortunately, you know, I had that game. I played that game. I had
Did you
some
like it?
skins for Spider-Man. It wasn't bad. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, I gotta play this every day. But yeah, it was fun. And you know, I feel sad because I invested some money in that game, and then it closed its doors, and it's like, oh, you feel like you never get that money back because you bought like cosmetics and stuff. Like Spider-Man, when Spider-Man Homecoming came out, they had his suit and stuff, so I bought that. Those types of things.
I don't know. I'm concerned that, you know, they failed to release it on like a computer, and now they're trying to do a mobile version of it. I guess I feel like they're doing it strictly because everybody's on like the mobile bandwagon now, which concerns me because I feel like they're doing it for the wrong reasons. I feel like they're just doing it to push the game out, to get it on mobile, to get people to buy, you know, free skins, or sorry, not buy free skins, but buy skins for you know, Spider-Man or whoever, just to get a little piece of the mobile pie. And if that's why they're doing it, I feel like the actual game itself is not going to play to that great of standards, which is going to be disappointing again on Marvel's part.
Free mobile games aren't free.
But what do you? Oh, is the game itself free or no?
That has not been announced, but my guess is that it will be free, and you'll probably just pay for
add-ons,
skins
yeah.
and add-ons.
And
stuff
and
like
then
that,
we were
which
looking
is-
this up beforehand. DC Online
way to go.
universe is good.
It's still going.
It's still going, and like that's so weird that DC, DC usually loses to Marvel in at least in not in the comic book world maybe, but at least in the cinematic world, in the movie theaters and the box office they usually lose, and in the video game world. And I don't know. I mean, DC Online Universe seems to be the go-to superhero online RPG that everybody likes right now, and it's still kicking. It's still doing well. I actually downloaded it for a short time. I don't even think I actually played it though, unfortunately. I do want to check it out and get to
It
play
is free to
but-
play.
Yeah.
It is free to play.
So I think
So,
maybe
yeah.
I'll do that now. Maybe
Yeah.
I will find the time to add another RPG into my life right when Final Fantasy VII Remake's coming out.
Why not?
I don't know when the hell I'm going to do that. I'm going to need to take a
I know.
vacation just to play
All
more
you were
video games.
doing last night was playing Rocket League and Diablo.
Well,
4,
I'm
3,
trying
so.
to rank up in Legends of Runeterra too, so I got to, you know.
You're playing Runeterra this morning.
Yeah, yep.
but-
mhm. So
Yeah, so
all right. So you also mentioned Half-Life.
I did.
So is Half-Life 2 finally here? No,
So-
it's not. Still, don't let them lie to you in online articles.
Dude, Half-Life 2 did come out.
I mean, not two, freaking 3. Jesus Christ. Oh, my bad.
You hurt my head.
3, because I'm so passionate about this whole Half-Life case. I'm so sick about hearing
And
about
it's not
when is
Half-Life 3.
When is the next Half-Life? Yeah, whatever they want to call it. That's half the problem, Joe. There's like 7 names for it. They still haven't released a new succession to Half-Life, and now they're basically spinning off this. It's they're saying in the article like it's the new Half-Life, but it's not. It's just a remake with cool stuff. It's basically like the Final Fantasy VII remake. If I were to compare it to something.
Yep. Black Mesa is the name of the game, and it was once a mod for Half-Life, and now it is a full-fledged remake of Half-Life, and it is out on early access on Steam, which I have, and I do own it. So I did buy it on early access. So version 1.0 Black Mesa updates the 1998 first-person shooter with smarter enemies, levels built from scratch, and a level of detail that wasn't possible 20 years ago. So,
20.
lots more detail than,
20. Did you hear what you just said, Joe? 20. We're still waiting.
Technically 22 years.
22. Like,
what are we waiting for? Stop saying that.
Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3.
Yeah, well, Half-Life 3, then you had Half-Life 2 in the 2000s, and then you had a bunch of chapters of Half-Life 2.
You had what? Half-Life was 1998. And then Half-Life 2 was, what, 2004, 2006?
Well, let me check my store because I own them all.
Do you have them?
So if I go into my store and...
2004. Half-Life 2 was 2004. So,
right, so that was
what,
6
years apart, which is, like, good, which is okay for, like, a good, big video game like that. Now it's been 20 years, almost, and still no sequel. What is this? And now it's to the point where people don't even want to wait anymore. So they're just like, all right, there's an indie game company that's making a mod of Half-Life 2 and trying to pitch it as this is the new Half-Life.
Like a remake, yeah.
So
wow.
it's like, this freaking Valve, man. This is what Valve does. This is what Valve does. They need to just make another Half-Life and get it over with. Like, they can't sit there and honestly say it's been in development this long. Like
yeah, I don't think they have. I don't think they have.
No, I think they specifically said it's not in development. Like it's
right.
they're not even doing anything with it, which I think is like why? Like what you have such a big opportunity to make a ton of money on a game everybody's gonna buy. It could be complete shit, but everybody will still buy it just to find out that it's complete like garbage. Like I don't know why they're not doing it. I don't know. I just have felt passionately about that. I need to get it off my chest. Okay, Joe. Half-Life 3. Valve, if you're listening, make Half-Life 3. Release it in the next millennia, please. Jesus.
So they do have what it's gonna. I don't know if it's a spin-off or if it's a something, but they do have a VR only game coming out called Half-Life Alyx.
I did see that as well.
So there you go. If you want something,
dude, I can't get on board with the VR stuff like that. I don't know.
You can go on. IGN right now has a 13-minute commentary as an IGN first, where you can watch 13 minutes of gameplay with commentary.
My VR time is strictly taken up by Beat Saber. I don't know. I'm not actually. I wanted to get Resident Evil for VR, so maybe.
Yeah, and that
Alyx
game comes out on March 23rd. I know that we have a segment for that stuff, but Half-Life Alyx is coming out on March 23rd.
Nice. Oh wow, that's quicker than I thought too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's for VR, so I don't know. It doesn't say in this article whether or not it's on every type of VR or a specific one. I assume stuff like Oculus and
it's
Vive,
probably on all of them,
right?
All the
and the
major
Vive
ones,
and all that one.
Yeah,
so
and PSVR. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Sorry. I'm getting worked up now about this Half-Life 3 release date.
Getting all fired up over a game that wasn't even his favorite.
Dude, no, honestly, before Half-Life, I would have reacted the same way to the Final Fantasy VII remake. And people actually wanted a remake. They didn't even want a sequel because we know Final Fantasies are going to keep coming out. So people actually wanted what they are doing with Half-Life right now for Final Fantasy VII, and they still wouldn't do that after that came out in 97. So 20 years later in 2017, it was still an issue, and they finally caved and started working on it. So I would have reacted the same way to that, and now we're finally getting that. So now I have to put my anger in a different direction now, and now it's Half-Life. So
yeah, and so I was just doing some more research, and it is coming out for the Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and even the Windows mixed reality headsets, they said. So I don't know what those actually are. I know that
I think it's
they've
AR
been
and
working
VR,
on.
right? Is that what that means?
No, because the Windows mixed reality headsets. I don't know what those are because I know they've been working on a VR type style headset for a very long time that I was super pumped about, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago when they first announced it. And here we are today, and they do sell developer kits for them that you can get. They're like $3,000 or something.
Are you talking about the
ridiculous like
ones that has the augmented reality shit on the table that you can like move with your hands?
Yeah, like, well, yeah, yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
do things like that. So, I mean,
Yeah, they've had developer kits for that for like 2 years now. I don't know why they haven't really pushed it forward more. It's just always been in that phase of development, developer kits. I don't know.
Right. So,
I mean, what's your thought on VR right now with gaming? Because like, I've thought about, like, I keep telling myself, all right, I want to play Resident Evil, right, on VR because I have a PSVR. Hell, I have a PSVR set up on the projector I was just telling you about, and it's like it's a great experience, especially with Beat Saber, right? Beat Saber is on point, all right. But when I think of something like a first-person shooter like Resident Evil, or sorry, that is that technically a it's not technically a first-person shooter, but a horror shooter, right? When I think of something like that, I just think it doesn't give me the same gameplay feel and elements as playing the actual game would on the console. I just feel like I have less control over the character. Like, sure, there might be a little bit more immersion as far as myself is concerned, but I don't think that makes up for the lack of gameplay. So overall, I think it's just a worse gameplay experience. Does that make sense? Do you agree with that? Do you disagree? Or
I mean, I can see that for sure. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the name of that like headset.
Oh, the Windows thing?
Trying to make, yeah, because I was so pumped for it when it was coming out because it looks so cool. And now I forgot the name of it. If anyone remembers the name of it, please put it in the notes or the comments.
HoloLens.
The HoloLens, that's it.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. So
boom.
Yeah, that I was.
This
so
is
pumped
this is why we're friends, Joe. This is what you need me for, okay? To remember what the hell you're thinking about. Yeah, dude,
Right,
this thing is amazing. When I first saw this in like the concept, I was like, we've made it. Like we will be on Mars next year.
Well, like when the guy made the whole entire Minecraft
pop up on the table
on his table,
yeah,
I was like,
God.
what is this? Like, I could care less about the fact that I could throw Netflix on a wall and watch it on my wall without a TV.
Yeah,
I was more like into the fact that like I could have this augmented reality and play
Minecraft
games
on the table,
have like a little world and stuff. Like, you and I had talked about the fact that Dungeons and Dragons is something we might want to try to start to do, but like, could you imagine?
Oh
if
my
you were
God!
If you could do Dungeons and Dragons on that without having to be there with each other, and you could like move your characters around and like all together be connected,
that would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. And even just like looking at like when I pull up, it's on HoloLens 2 now, so maybe it's out of the developer stage actually.
Well, I haven't seen it for public consumption.
It says HoloLens 2 Development Edition, and then there's a HoloLens 2 device only, and it's $3,500 per device. Jesus Christ! And then you can also get a subscription version for $125 per month per user, and it comes with, I don't know, a bunch of other 365 stuff. But like even looking at this website and seeing what these people are doing on the website, I'm just like, I want one. Give it to me. It needs to be in my hands. Oh my God. It looks so cool. This guy's like playing with this little thing in front of his body and like just moving it in real space in real time. Like it's insane. So I don't know if I can afford $3,500 to drop on that right now, but one day. There's goals. # goals, right? All right. So, all right. With that said, we have the rundown of the video game releases for the next week or so. So,
here we go.
All right. What do we got here? So, actually, I haven't played this in a while. So, you play Elder Scrolls a lot?
I have played Elder Scrolls, and I have played Elder Scrolls Online. So
Oh, you have played Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I have not. I'm not really sure why. I have played Elder Scrolls like Morrowind and stuff like that, and what was it, Skyrim? And I think they
Skyrim's
said
huge.
6 has come out, right? Or it's coming out.
Oh, it's coming out.
They are gonna make a 6 though, right? So, so I guess Elder Scrolls Online Harrowstorm DLC is coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. That is on, March 10th. Do you play online regularly now or no?
No. I mean, like, I had it, and I just played it a little bit.
World of Warcraft versus Elder Scrolls. Go.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
No, there's no question.
Wow. That was, dude, you were like you were stern with that. You're just like, dude, why?
Yeah, because you're
looking at me like you want to kill me now.
No, I'm looking at you. Like, that's like, I don't know. You're comparing a game that has been the game for MMOs. Like, World of Warcraft is the MMO type. Like,
it's like saying who's stronger,
like
Goku or Vegeta.
RPG. Right, exactly.
It's always Goku. Even though it's sometimes might be Vegeta,
be.
it's always Goku.
It's always Goku. No matter what, at some point Goku will surpass him again.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just wait for the next expansion pack.
Just make him be a villain. Just like every villain Goku's ever faced, they start off stronger than him, but for some reason he'll die, come back to life, and then he'll be stronger than him. That's how it goes.
Isn't that how life works? You just keep dying and you learn, right?
Is that the plot to every Dragon Ball Z episode? Dragon Ball Z saga?
You forgot the 10-minute power up.
Oh yeah, well that's like 12 episodes. That's how they get 12 episodes in.
That's just how to make.
Meanwhile, on Namek, Goku's still powering up.
It's like if you ever who produces the anime? It's Konami, right? Or no, freaking. Wow, am I stupid right now? Hold on.
I don't know who produces it. I don't go that deep into it.
Who produces Dragon Ball Z episodes? I'm gonna. I want to know this because. Hepburn. Wow. Okay. Never heard of any of these people. Never mind. I regret it. I regret. I was expecting like some big name or something, and not even close.
Just rewind it, and you'll be done. People, the last 3 minutes of this podcast, just erase your memory.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, no, it's there's no competition in my mind. Obviously, World of Warcraft has taken some hits lately, but like overall, I would enjoy World of Warcraft over Elder Scrolls. I think that's just how I feel.
So the next up game that is coming out, which are you excited for this? It comes out March 11th. Did you play the original?
Ooh. You know what? I did not.
What? Oh God!
What? Listen, I can't play every game in the
dude.
world,
yes, you can. Get on it.
No.
All right, dude. You gotta step your game up. Ha ha. See, get it? Game. I try. Hey.
We just lost a 5-star rating because of that.
We just lost a bunch, dude. If we haven't lost 5-star ratings yet, then I think we're in the clear. Oh man! All right. Well, I didn't even say the name yet. It's Ori and.
Shut the podcast off now. Just shut it off now.
All right. So, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So now that we actually got the name out,
there you go.
Yeah. So it's a sequel to the 2015 title, Ori and the Blind Forest, which received huge, awesome reviews. Very well liked game, and I personally loved it a lot. It's a platform adventure, like Metroidvania type video game, and it's so good. So I highly recommend anybody listening. I highly recommend that you watch this and play this, and I think it's gonna be what did it say? Xbox and PlayStation 4, I believe. So, sorry, no, it's Xbox and Windows.
PC.
Yeah,
PC,
sorry,
yeah.
Xbox and Windows. So, and not Apple. I'm trying to get my roommate to get a Windows PC right now because he's always on the Apple, but he's got an Apple laptop, and Rocket League discontinued the service for the laptop. So I'm trying to force him into getting Windows. All right, what's up next on here?
Hidden Through Time for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox Steam as well, which is kind of the same thing, right?
Hidden.
Or is it because you can buy it on PC or you can get it from the Steam store? Is that why you put
Oh
both of
wait,
those in there.
is that in? Well, I
And-
copied that off the website. What does it say?
Okay,
It says
Hidden Through Time, PS4, Xbox, Steam, and PC.
oh, that's weird. So
March
I imagine some games you might be able to get like a physical. Do people still
Well,
buy CDs?
Yeah. I think they're called DVDs now.
Oh, sorry, DVDs. Wait,
Or
Blu-rays.
Blu-rays.
Wait, HD DVDs.
No, those failed. Remember?
Yeah, miserably. Is there anything after Blu-ray now? Or did they just give up? Nobody cares about CDs anymore.
There is something that I remember is like supposed to be like almost like an ultra type Blu-ray,
Like 4K?
situation. I can't remember the name of it though.
Was Blu-ray 4K native or no?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think it was either. So Hidden Through Time. Never heard of this one. This looks really interesting. Embark on a colorful hand-drawn journey of discovery through the ages. From missing dinosaur eggs in the Stone Age to a king's crown in medieval times, can you find them all? Discover, create, and share worlds with your own hidden treasures in Hidden Through Time. This looks. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what kind of game this is. It says casual hand drawn. It is hand drawn. So props to whoever drew all this stuff. And I don't know. It looks like more of maybe a kids type game. Is it? And it's not mobile. It kind of looks like it had a mobile feel, but it's not. So interesting. No. But yep, that's what that is. Next up is Overpass for the Switch. Do you know what Overpass is?
I don't.
I have not heard of this one either. Overpass is an off-road. Hey, look at you! You nailed it. Off-road. Well, it's apparently an off-road simulation where the player takes control of powerful buggies and quads, scrambling across extreme tracks and very hazardous terrain. Overpass will be available for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. So that is cool. But actually, oh, so sorry. This is actually already out. Overpass is already out for the other systems, but it's coming out for the Switch on March 12th. It's been out for a few months now on everything else. Because that's Nintendo for you. Artificial Extinction. That comes out March 13th. You get anything on Artificial Extinction? There's a lot of weird ones.
Looks like a first-person shooter. First-person shooters. You have 9 days to find a safe place on the planet. Your ship is low on fuel and you have to land. Set up sentry guns around you to defend yourself while you collect more fuel for the ship. AI-controlled drones and tanks attack you, trying to find weaknesses in your defenses.
Okay. All right. I like. And then we got Dead or School for PS4 and Switch. Which, why does this fit? What did they do this weekly now? I feel like every game there's a new game like this because this. I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago we were making fun of some of the art in the games, but Dead or School. Mm-hmm. All I see when I look up Dead or School is this giant anime character with huge.
You know what?
Tatas?
Whoa.
Is that can I say tatas? Is that okay?
I don't know.
Does it tatas? That's not bad.
Well, that's Spanish, isn't it?
Is that Spanish? Oh shit. What did I just say in Spanish? That's not good. All right, so on a serious note.
Wow.
Underground dwelling girl Hisako is aiming for the surface in a zombie infested Tokyo. Hack and slash RPG. What? I can't get over the fact they literally just put anime girls with their I'm gonna say tatas again. Tatas hanging out as like main characters of video games just to sell them. Like what kind of marketing ploy is that? Like that's what they did when they created this game. Like let's just smash this girl on the cover. Everybody will buy it. We'll be good. Oh my god.
So
yeah, exactly. So you got my wallet. Obtain weapons and gear from enemies and customize your skill tree to create your own.
And right now it's on sale for $9.99 on the Steam store.
Oh my!
60% off.
Like
if you want to blow $10 on something just to play a game and see. Once again, some scantily clad anime chicks.
Wow, you got the PC statement going on there. I couldn't even think of that in my small brain up here. Scantily clad. Oh my god! And you know what kills me even more though is like the description. Literally, obtain weapons and gear and customize your skill tree. They literally took the time to make a skill tree and weapons and gear and like thought out a true RPG amongst this whole thing. It's like,
you know what? I honestly have to say we may have to create a Ruffhouse reviews corner, and I'm gonna and if the games are cheap enough, I might buy them and just play them and review them so people can know whether or not it's just one of those things where they just plop anime girls on the cover in the game and it's no good. It's just really an exploitation of cartoon female characters.
I think you need to go one step
actually
further.
Good?
I think you need to go one step further.
Call it Ruffhouse Reviews, and then we'll do it.
Oh, Ruffhouse Reviews I think is great, but I think you should go one step further and only review games with scantily clad anime girls.
Ruffhouse Reviews, Dead or School.
Literally, that's it. That's all you're gonna do. Just anime scantily clad chicks.
This grade is an F.
Oh God. Okay, so there's
okay.
one. That one, much to everybody's excitement, will be available March 13th.
And it's on sale on Steam for $9.99, which honestly I was intrigued. I'm like, maybe $10. I've wasted $10 on worse things. So.
Oh God, is it already baseball season again? Damn.
It is baseball season, everyone, and MLB The Show 20 is coming out. So my God, I don't know why, but videos are starting to play. So that's why I actually was like surprised at one point.
Who's on the cover of this one? I wonder.
I don't know. I'm trying to look it up, and stupid video played instead.
I haven't played, honestly. I used to be really into sports when I was younger, so I played a ton of Madden, a ton of NBA 2K, NFL Street, NBA Street, MLB.
Oh my God, I was such a sports guy when I was younger, and I don't play sports games anymore. I haven't bought a Madden in like 4 years.
Yep.
I haven't bought a baseball
we're in
game
the same boat.
Longer than that. And NBA. Like, I haven't gotten any sports games, FIFA, any of those games. I have not bought any of those games in years.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I'm older now and I just don't have enough time, so I have to pick and choose what games I play, or if it's just like
there's
I'm
like
done with
no
simulation sports games because it's just
sports games. So if there was more competitive esports with sports games, like I know there is a competitive market for that. I might play it a little bit more, but it's not really that big. But when you play a sports game, there's really no like reward, I guess, so to speak, right? Like what are you beating? Like, you know, like you buy a game because you want to beat the game, right? What do you beat in a sports game? You don't. You just constantly play the same game over and over and over again. And it's like there's no end result, right? There's no ranking system or anything like that. All right, they might online, they might have like online leaderboards and stuff, but I don't know, but just as a game itself, I don't really think it just doesn't really do much for somebody actually looking for gaming content. So I think that's probably why I'd rather, buy something that has a storyline and characters that have depth that, I want to learn about, stuff like that. So not to shit on, sports games. I think they're great. I love Madden. I'll play Madden all day. MLB The Show is also super good, but all right. Wait, this doesn't have anything to do with My Hero Academia, does it? My Hero 1's Justice 2. It is. It is. It absolutely is. What is it? The battle for justice continues, but this time the fight gets bigger, badder, and more quirkier in My Hero 1's Justice 2. Dude, I should be an announcer. Based on the hit anime series, all of your favorite characters return in this 3D arena fighter that pits heroes and villains in the ultimate test for righteousness. Dude, that was way more fun than I thought it would be.
Isn't it?
Dude, that was really fun.
The cast from My Heroes 1 Justice are back, and now they're joined by newly added characters from the series. With 40 playable characters, build your dream team of your favorite hero or villain. Fight to build up your plus ultra meter and
you're
and pull off quirks and special combos that goes beyond.
No, your timing on the plus ultra and meter was great.
Play through the anime and experience memorable fights as you relive iconic scenes.
Oh my
Pick
God.
up after the finish of My Heroes One's Justice and see what happens to Deku in the class of UA.
Dude, I freaking love My Hero Academia. Oh my God.
Me too.
It's so good.
I do, and I'm like 4 episodes behind right now. I gotta catch up, but this season's been great, and we were trying to get to go see the movie, but this week was just crazy, and we did not get a chance to go see it. And I also believe now that it made $10 million.
Did it really?
So,
wow, that's really good for an anime.
Yeah,
and they don't even those things only play like once per day per theater in the country. Like it's not like they have multiple showings all night. You know?
Yeah. So,
was it the top anime of all time?
Well, you know what? I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but they still have showings. So.
Ooh, do they really? Ooh, maybe I'll go. Wait, like around here?
Yep.
Well, actually, let me see too. We got. That's right. I forgot. Spirited Away and Your Name were 2 really good animes. Especially Spirited Away. That's like world renowned. Those made over 300 million. So, but that's like over time. So I guess we'll see. I mean, 10 million doesn't really touch this list. So I'd actually be. They had another movie out that I saw. Did you saw the first My Hero movie?
I didn't see either one. I know they had one.
Oh, dude,
last
you gotta
year.
you gotta watch the other one too. But, actually, if it's only made 10 million, that's actually not that good.
11 million opening weekend.
Oh, opening weekend. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say DBZ Battle of the Gods made 50 million so far. So, and actually, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F made 72 million at 19th, and I think that's the highest grossing Dragon Ball movie.
But the movies the problem was the movies didn't follow the anime so much. They were like kind of like side offs or spin-offs, like so.
Like the Broly
it was
movie.
like so they didn't. So it like didn't really like interest me. So I don't know, but this one probably could. Like I said, it's possible. Although your buddy Kevin said, there could be some spoilers in it on character growth if you haven't finished season 2 or whatever. So.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah, that was the other thing I'm kind of worried about. So I guess we'll see. And last on the list is Nioh 2, and I do remember hearing about the first Nioh. I never played it myself. I think it's just a very old like PS2 game, I want to say. But Nioh 2 is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Team Ninja and published by Koei Tecmo in Japan and Sony Interactive Entertainment internationally. As a successor and a prequel to Nioh, the game is set to be released for the PS4 on March 13th, 2020. Yeah, I mean, not much to be said there. It's basically like a ninja sword and slash game, and that looks to be a pretty good one as well. I think I did play. You know what? I think this is very random. I think I played that because I rented it at Blockbuster when I was younger.
Nice.
That's how old I think the first one is, which actually
for those younger people, Blockbuster was a place that people went to rent video games and movies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, never mind. I'm a complete liar because Nioh came out in 2017 and Blockbuster's been dead for a while. So I'm probably thinking of a different game. So, all right, that'll do it.
That'll wrap up another edition of Game Wild. We'd like to thank everyone who came on board today to listen to us or watch us.
We're just gonna always do announcer voices now.
Well, that's a good thing. We should stick with that. You know what I mean? So hold on, let me get back to my hype announcer voice versus my So the last voice, the one that I did for My Hero, was the dark and scary one where I got deep and dark about it, not like Batman, but this one was more like the hyped up. And now we are ready to say goodbye to our fans as Game Wild wraps up its episode. We'd like once again to let everyone know that they can rate and review us on places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and many, many more. I thank everyone.
I like the nasally. I like the. It sounds a little nasally.
Well, yeah.
But
So
it's
like
good.
that's
yeah.
right, but that's like one of the.
No, it's
that's
good.
one of
The only
that's like the generic announcer voice that you hear. That's one of them right there.
We should try the announcer from My Hero. You know, the guy that with the megaphone.
Oh man, he's tough.
Yeah, he is tough.
He's tough to.
He's a
I
loud
could probably do it. I could probably do it with some enhancements on the voice mods. So if I opened up a voice mod, and I don't even know if I throw my voice mods on, if you'll hear my voice mod or you'll just hear me and I'm the only one who can hear the voice mod. I don't know.
Yes, Joe, you're the only one that can hear yourself in your head. That's correct.
No, that's not what I meant.
All right. But what he said, though, guys, thank you very, very much for joining us, listening to me and Joe spit some fire as far as announcement voices, apparently.
Spit hot fire.
So fire. And I hope you guys have a great week this week. Lots of upcoming video games, lots of cool stuff happening. I'm going to get my ass to the couch to play some Final Fantasy VII Remake and keep climbing that ladder in Legends of Runeterra, too. So
there you go, brother. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.